In 1967, in a quiet town in England, there lived a young lady named Rosie. From a very young age, Rosie possessed an extraordinary gift. She could see and communicate with ghosts. Her parents had known since she was a year old that there was something special about their daughter. She would wake up in her crib in the middle of the night and talk to the darkness for hours on end, as if playing or having interactions with something that she could only see. But as she got older, Rosie was able to explain these things that she saw and experienced to her parents, which obviously frightened and intrigued them, for they couldn't understand the supernatural world that she was able to connect with. Rosie's encounter with the spirits began innocently enough. She would see ethereal figures lingering in empty rooms, or catch fleeting glimpses of them in the corner of her eyes. At first, she thought everyone could see these apparitions, but soon she realised that she was unique in this ability. As she grew older, her interactions with the spirit realm intensified. Every night, she would lie awake as ghostly voices whispered in her ears, pleading for help or sharing their unfortunate stories. The chilling presence of the supernatural became constant in her life, and she found it increasingly difficult to differentiate the difference between living and the dead. One evening, while walking home from college, Rosie stumbled upon a particularly angry spirit. It was a ghost of a young girl, trapped within the walls of a decaying manor, desperate for release. The ghost begged Rosie for her assistance, pleading with tear-filled eyes. Unable to resist the spirit's plea, she followed her into the mansion. Entering the decrepit building, she quickly uncovered the dark secrets that bound the restless souls within. With each step, the whispers of begging for help from the spirits grew louder, urging her on. Creeping onto the top floor with caution, the little ghost girl told Rosie about the house's sinister history. It had once belonged to a twisted family who had used it as a chamber of horrors, torturing innocent victims before their untimely deaths. The malevolent energy still lingering, ensuring the trapped souls in an eternal cycle of suffering. Despite her fear, she decided to confront the malevolence that plagued the mansion. So using her unique ability, she promised to release the trapped spirits once and for all. So leaving the mansion, Rosie was set on learning how she could free the innocent souls. She delved into books of the occult and connected with renowned paranormal experts who, with warning, provided guidance on how to break their bondage. Like that like button if you'd like to leave a like. It helps my channel out so much. Let's continue. Through hours of practice and countless sleepless nights, she was finally ready to banish the vengeful energy that held the spirits captive. The night of the cleansing had arrived, and trembling but determined, Rosie ventured back into the haunted mansion. Going straight to the room where the family tortured their victims, she performed the ritual. The house shook with fury. Spirits manifested all around her. Their cries echoed through the halls, blending with the sound of breaking glass and violent gusts of wind. Shadows flitted across the walls as Rosie stood her ground, channeling her gift to overcome the darkness that had plagued these souls for far too long. Dark and evil shadows amassed throughout the mansion, crawling the floors and walls with evil intent, like a hound of hell trying to catch a scent of Rosie before she finished her incantations. Then in a burst of blinding white light, everything ceased. The curse was lifted, and the spirits were finally set free. Their ethereal forms disappeared, leaving behind an eerie silence that enveloped the mansion. Rosie collapsed on the floor, drained but relieved. Rosie continued to see ghosts throughout her life. She embraced her gift, using it to bring peace to relentless spirits and offer closure to the living. And so the tale of Rosie, the child who could see ghosts, became a legend passed down through generations in England. Have you had any paranormal encounters of your own? If you have, then please share in the comments. I'd love to have a read and incorporate it into one of my videos. Ghosts and spirits, the ethereal beings that are said to wander between the realms of the living and the dead, have long captivated our imaginations. These supernatural entities, whether they are tormented souls of the deceased or the remnants of a forgotten memory, evokes a sense of mystery and fear that endures throughout history. The belief in ghosts can be traced back hundreds of years, where tales of spectral apparitions and haunting encounters were passed down From the ghostly pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the restless spirits of the abandoned castles of medieval Europe, the otherworldly beings have permeated human culture and folklore. The Bell Witch haunting in the early 19th century, the Bell Witch family in Tennessee claimed to have been haunted by an entity known as the Bell Witch. The spirit tormented the family for years, leaving behind physical evidence of its presence and even communicating with them. The Queen Mary ship. The Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner turned hotel in California, is famously haunted. Guests and staff have reported seeing apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, or experienced unexplained phenomena throughout the ship. One of the most chilling aspects of ghosts and spirits is their ability to manifest in various forms and locations. They are said to haunt decrepit buildings, graveyards, or even our own homes. Their presence is often accompanied by strange phenomena, flickering lights, eerie whispers, or objects moving inexplainably. These paranormal occurrences serve as a chilling reminder that there may be something beyond our understanding lurking in the shadows. Spirits are not mere fragments of our imagination. They represent the unsolved emotions and unfinished business of those who have passed on. Some believe that these entities remain tethered to the earthly plane due to their tragic circumstances or unfulfilled desires. They seek closure and redemption, and when they fail to find it, they may resort to haunting the living as a means of communication or vengeance. The Tower of London. As one of the most infamous historical sites in the UK, the Tower of London is said to be haunted by the spirits of the former prisoners and executed individuals. Visitors and guards have reported witnessing paranormal activity, including ghostly figures and strange noises. The Amityville horror haunting is one of the most well-known cases in paranormal history. In 1974, the Lutz family moved into the house on Long Island, New York, where they claimed to experience horrifying supernatural phenomena that eventually led to their departure from the home. In England, the Enfield poltergeist in the 1970s. The Hodgson family in London reported a series of terrifying events attributed to the poltergeist. These incidents include furniture moving on its own, objects being thrown, and strange voices being heard. And a young girl was even possessed by the old man's spirit, who spoke through her in a creepy, raspy voice. These encounters with ghosts and spirits have left many trembling in fear. Tales of apparitions appearing in mirrors, phantom footsteps echoing through empty hallways, and disembodied voices whispering in the dead of night have fueled our darkest nightmares. These spine-tingling experiences remind us that the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown, and the unpredictability of what lies beyond. Despite the fear they inspire, they also hold a fascination for many. They have become the subject of countless stories, books, and movies, captivating audiences with their spectral allure. From classic ghost stories like The Turn of the Screw to the modern horror films like The Conjuring, these tales allow us to explore our morbid curiosity and delve into the realm of the supernatural in the safety of our own homes. Whether one believes in ghosts and spirits or not, their existence continues to intrigue and frighten us to this day. They remind us that there is still much we don't know about the mysteries of life and death. So as soon as the moon casts an airy glow on a misty night, and the wind whispers through the trees, be wary of what may lie in the shadows, for it could be a ghostly visitor from beyond the grave. The Sallie House in Kansas is known for its paranormal activity. Numerous people have reported experiencing strange occurrences, such as objects moving on their own, shadowy figures, and electronic devices malfunctioning. The Conjuring House, located in Burryville, Rhode Island, gained fame after the release of the popular horror film series, The Conjuring. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported experiencing unexplained phenomena, including disembodied voices and physical contact from unseen entities. The Stanley Hotel, situated in New York, is a well-known haunted location, also being reported as seeing apparitions, hearing footsteps and whispers, and witnessing objects moving by themselves. It has gained attention through paranormal investigations and television shows. These are just a few examples, but there are many more documented encounters with ghosts and spirits that continue to capture the public interest. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have you had any paranormal encounters of your own? If you have, then please share in the comments. Subscribe to Fear Tears. I'll be highly grateful. Thank you.